In Australia, members of an Islamic group were allegedly clearing a plot of land illegally. By-law enforcement was dispatched, but instead of apologizing, the Imam heading up the group told the officers to get lost, claiming that his group is actually exempt from Australian law. And now the question arises, how is this one going to play out in court? So Dr. Mustafa Kara Ali is the Imam of an Islamic religious guild that conducts much of its religious practices on a property in Colo, New South Wales. When it was observed that he was illegally clearing this land, the local Hawkesbury City Council dispatched staff to serve Mustafa with court documents. And this stellar representative of the religion of peace responded thusly. First, Mustafa, who is actually a Harvard graduate, said his Islamic group is exempt from Australian law. Secondly, this learned imam verbally abused council staff members. The Australian Broadcast Corporation reports that he allegedly screamed the following, quote, "You dogs, I step on your cross," end quote. Another unidentified man accompanying Mustafa reportedly spat at the council employees. Nice to see civil discourse is very much alive and well in the land of Oz these days. In any event, this claim of being exempt from the law of the land was not just something uttered in anger during the heat of the moment, because in court documents in which the Guild is planning to fight the $8,000 fine it received from the city, Mustafa has stated that his organization lives, quote, separated from secular lifestyles to pursue a religious mode of worship and an ascetic lifestyle under an oath of self-sacrifice and dedication to the purposes of Diwan al-Dawa, end quote. What this means, according to Mustafa's worldview, is that his guild needn't follow Australian law. He pointed to the Australian Charities and Not-for-Profits Commission Act. In his interpretation of this act, Mustafa noted that when a group is carrying out religious activities that are related to the practice, study, teaching, or propagation of its religious beliefs, then that group, as a basic religious charity, is not required to comply with Australian laws. Thankfully, the Australian Charities and Not-for-Profits Commission has disputed the claims made by Mustafa, noting that religious charities are indeed still required to comply with the law of the land. In fact, if a charity is found to be participating in or encouraging unlawful behavior, it can actually have its charity status revoked. So now this brouhaha is headed to court. All things considered, I very much like the case being presented by the city. But folks, as always, the X factor will be the judge. In this day and age of cultural sensitivity and political correctness, especially when it comes to any and all things Islamic, who's to say the judge won't look sympathetically upon the case being presented by the Imam and grant an exemption to this guild? For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, the Rebel has a new app. Please download that app and take the Rebel with you wherever you go.